Here, we're not quite. We're good? Okay. We're going to call our town council meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Roll call. Okay.
Here.
Council Foster.
Here.
Mayor Kaczynski.
Here.
Council Pandesa.
Here.
Council Russo.
Here.
Council Beach.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
All right, thank you, Kate. So, we do have number one on our agenda, but before we get to that, we have a proclamation. Mr. Jack, sorry to see you go. You didn't spend a lot of time with us, though, but we're a little upset, but we understand. You're moving up. We get it. Good for you. So, Town of Berlin Town Council proclamation, be it hereby known to all that the Town of Berlin hereby recognizes Jack Fazzino. Jack has served with distinction on the Berlin Town Council from November 2021 until present. While on the council, Jack served on the Audit Committee, the Community Conversation Committee, the Manager's Evaluation Committee, and the Ordinance Committee. In recognition of his service to the Town of Berlin and the many contributions he made to improve the quality of life in our community, the Town Council hereby salutes Jack Fazzino and extends best wishes to him for many years of health and happiness in his future endeavors, dated today's date, by the council and myself. So, congratulations, Jack, on moving up, and sorry to see you go.
It's the last day. Give me a
Here you go. Wait, here's suitable for framing. We couldn't afford
There
the
you go.
frame,
Hey,
so we
no,
got the
that's fine.
folder instead. Yeah, all right.
Government efficiency and fiscal discipline.
We saved some money.
Jack, for your mother.
Oh, all right.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
So, on to our audience of citizens. We have our audience of citizens now. If anyone wishes to speak on any topic on the agenda or not on the agenda, about the town or about whatever else. Let's keep it about the town. Now would be your time. Anyone here in the audience wishes to speak on anything? All right. Hearing none, seeing no hands, we'll go to our Zoom land, yes, TV land out there. Anyone on Zoom wish to address the council on anything? Okay. Hearing no one, we'll go ahead and close the audience of citizens. Nothing to update tonight. We have a big agenda, so we'll move on to our meeting agenda, and which would be our consent agenda to start. I know we've all reviewed all our items. We have 6 different items, mostly dealing with donations to our library, Youth Wrestling Club, a donation from the Berlin Lions to the police department, donations again to the police department, confirmation of a town manager's appointment of John Paul Demko to serve a 2-year term as the town's citation hearing officer from February 1st, 23 to January 31st, 2025, and accept donations to the Berlin Animal Control donation account for $50 for animal care and supplies, valued at $375. Those are our 6 consent agenda items. Any questions, comments from the council on those? Okay, hearing none, we'll go ahead and take a motion.
I move we accept the consent agenda as presented tonight.
Thank you. Second on that?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none. Vote on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so moved. Okay, so we have one report tonight before we get to new business. And
Good evening, everyone. So we started doing the reports from boards and commissions, and today it's a report from the Public Building Commission. And Mike Cahonen, the chair of the committee, is here.
Welcome.
Hi,
How you doing tonight?
I'm Tom Reed from the Public Building Commission.
Hey, Tom.
I apologize, I have a wicked head cold, not COVID, don't worry about it. I don't hear any humming, my head is all stuffed. Anyhow, I'm here to report on the two current projects that the town is involved in and the Public Building Commission is supervising. First is the Police Department locker room and renovation project, which is right in this very building. We have retained Jakunski Humes, Brian Humes, as an architect. He is finished with schematic design drawings, and he will be ready, I think, in probably 45 to 60 days with final drawings so that we can go out to bid. And we're anticipating that rather than a construction manager or somebody else to supervise for the town, we're going to hire what is referred to as a clerk of the works. And apparently there are a lot of people who are available to be clerk of the works. It's not a job that commands the presence of a construction manager. So we'll have somebody representing our interest, the town's interest. And Brian is very easy to work with. We've worked with him numerous times before. He's an expert on police and municipal buildings. And yeah, right now we're just waiting on the drawings before we go out to bid. But everything is moving fine. There's no delays. There was a meeting maybe 10 days ago with a number of people from the town to go over some concerns. If there's anything in there that's crucial, it'll be ironed out. Sort of standard operating procedure. The element, or any questions? Okay. The HVAC projects for the elementary schools. We have just awarded a contract to Newfield Construction Company. We've worked with them before. They were the contractor on McGee and did a very good job during that project, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. They were excellent, and it's a lot of the same people. The contract is out with them. I think Jeff has probably gone back and forth a couple of times, and we should have a final contract very soon. When that comes back, we'll probably have a meeting to get together with our commissioning agent and set a tentative schedule. It's hard to say exactly how these things take off in the beginning. They just all of a sudden people contribute, give ideas, and the next thing you know, it goes off. So I'd say we're right on board to try and get whoever is chosen as a contractor in this summer.
Great.
So we want to get started at least with Willard by the summer. It's going to be tough. There's a lot of problems getting equipment in the HVAC area. But there's a lot of things we can still do, and it's best to do them in the summertime when the kids aren't there. So, but I have a lot of confidence. Brian did a great job with Newfield at McGee. They were very easy to work with, organized. You tell them something once, it gets done. So I'm optimistic that we're not going to have any issues with kids. The issue will be we'll have to have somebody from the Board of Education be a point person. We didn't have that right away in the high school, and we suffered in the beginning for that. We'll have to insist on that in the beginning because we can't expect a school principal from Willard or Hubbard or Griswold to understand all the ins and outs. There'll be somebody from the town who is going to, I think, that'd be my recommendation anyway, somebody from the town, from the school system, from the Board of Ed who knows how stuff works. Because we don't, but somebody in the school will know how things work. And by that I mean deliveries, and you can't do this because so-and-so and such is going to happen. So if we get that coordination, I expect this will be fine too. And then after, we'll see where we go. We have Willard's first, then we're going to stretch this out, I guess, pass from a financial standpoint over a couple of years and move on to Hubbard and Griswold. I know the town applied for a grant, which is good. I don't think there's any town in the state of Connecticut that is more prepared than we are. There might be a town or two that is as prepared, but I can't believe anybody is more prepared than we are to get a grant. So, I don't know when you guys are expected to hear anything, but hopefully soon, and hopefully it's positive.
Yeah, that's great. What do you think the Willard time from the start, let's say you start this summer, completion time, out of curiosity?
And if they had all the equipment,
Yeah.
it would be less than a year.
Yeah,
But
equipment's still a problem.
it's everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
It's a big company down in Georgia, and they've had equipment that they needed
Yeah.
for a factory on a ship in the Pacific Ocean for 13 months.
Yeah.
And they have no idea
Yeah.
when it's gonna come into port, so everybody's angling for the same stuff.
Right.
And it's limited in
Yeah.
availability, so. But we have, at least on our PBC, we have a couple of people that are in the business to make phone calls. And, Newfield is well connected too. They know how to operate in this arena, and hopefully we can avoid undue delays.
Yeah.
And we certainly can do as much as we can prior to, if we don't have a piece of machinery, we can get a lot of the other stuff done.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
And then there's 2 other projects that we're not doing anything on, the senior center and the truck wash. Those are extinguished from our standpoint.
Yeah.
We're awaiting direction, so not anticipating anything.
Yeah, we're gonna, in the new year here, we're gonna take up on the council the discussion with the senior center, yeah.
We're not gonna do anything because we don't have anything to add.
Right, yeah.
So
We
it's-
may have some questions for you as we
Yeah, that's-
proceed with our discussion, but,
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, so you may get some information back from us, or questions back from us as we discuss it
Yeah.
further.
Okay. And then the last thing, I just want you people to know, Jim Ouellette, who's been well-known in town, he's been on the Public Building Commission, had 2 terms he's been on for, 18 years, has decided not to seek re-election, so we're going to need a replacement for Jim. He's very experienced, very knowledgeable in the construction industry, so we're hoping that somebody would like to volunteer who has that kind of experience.
Yeah, we're sorry to see him go, yeah, he's been there a
He'll
while.
be around, we can always call him. He's
Good.
just a whole bunch of reasons needs to step aside, so. That's all I have. I'm out of spit, so. Any other questions?
Any questions, council? No? All right, well, appreciate it, thanks for coming.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
no, you'll be fine.
All right. Moving on to new business, Mr. Mayor?
Yes,
Rose, they have to add something to the agenda.
Okay.
oh, yeah. Actually, we have a couple things we'd like to, one we need to add, do you have it, Charlie?
Yeah. Doesn't mean I can find it.
There it is. It's gonna be 11A.
I move to add to our agenda, be number 11A, authorization for the town manager to apply and accept a neglected cemetery grant on behalf of the town.
Okay, thank you. Second on that?
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Right, so moved. And if we could take a motion, because something that's at the end of our agenda, I'd really like to move it up. I don't like to keep folks waiting through our whole agenda here. It's fairly lengthy. Item 13, we be able to move that up. The Berlin Ethics Policy discussion and consideration.
Do we need a
To,
motion for that?
Yeah, motion, what would we move it to? Just
I
one?
move.
A?
You want to move it after the new counselor?
Yeah, after one, so yeah.
Yeah.
One-
So, 1A.
1A.
I move topic 13 and make it 1A.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Second on that?
Second that.
Any other comments or questions on that? Hearing none, all is in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved. So, on,
On to new business.
yes.
First item on the agenda is the appointment of new Democratic Town Council member, to fill the unexpired term of Mr. Jack Fazzino, effective immediately.
Can I make a nomination, or?
You're still here.
All right.
Still
well,
Just got a couple
There
more.
you go. All
Couple
right.
more seconds. You better make it count. Yeah.
I'll just say very briefly, if you'll indulge me for just a minute, I just want to say thank you to the fellow counselors and to the entire staff and our town employees here in Berlin. It's been a tremendous honor to serve on the council, and fortunately, it is a bittersweet moment, but I'm looking forward to working with Berlin and to work with Donna on being an advocate for the town up in Hartford. And so much good in my life has come from this town, and I'm looking forward to this next chapter in continuing to work and keep our town moving forward, because it is a truly wonderful place to be, and it's an even more wonderful place to serve. So with that, I will nominate Donna Rizzolo to fill my new council seat, as she is very thoughtful and qualified and eager to serve.
Great. Thank you, Jack. And we need a second on that? Motion, second? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, so moved. Farewell, Jack.
You're going to be seeing more of me now.
Great working with you.
Thank you.
If you would raise your hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm as the case may be that you will faithfully discharge according to law your duties as a town council member for the town of Berlin to the best of your ability to help the town? I'm gonna have you sign here for me, please, and then just put your name underneath. And I'll talk to you after. All right, great, thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations and welcome. Okay,
All right,
all right.
we move on to agenda item 1A,
1A.
the violation of ethics policy and code of ethics.
Yes, so what's our agenda say for the discussion? Do we have, right, we have some folks that want to address us? Is that,
Stetson.
Good evening, I'm
Yeah.
David Hill.
Yes.
The attorney for Joanne Stetson.
Yes.
I know Joanne.
Attorney Kelly Capello.
yeah,
Good evening, David Hill. I'm the attorney for Joanne Stetson.
okay, welcome.
Good evening. I know that Joanne would like to address the council with respect to this matter.
Sure.
I don't know what else the council has planned with respect to that.
Yeah.
If you'd like, begin with Joanne, and I would like to just follow up with a few comments once she is done.
Sure, yes.
Joanne Angelico Stetson. I would first like to acknowledge that I consider it a distinct privilege to have served the town of Berlin as a member of the Board of Education, Commissioner of Economic Development, and a two-term town councilor. I'm also proud to continue to represent the 6th District on the Democratic State Central Committee and advocate in other capacities with respect to racial equity, LGBTQ, and women's reproductive rights. It is my sincere hope that my contributions throughout my public service have been positive, productive, and have improved the lives of Berlin residents and families. Certainly, over the course of these proceedings, I have considered the comments made by each of the members of the Board of Ethics in their decision. While I am resolute that my actions should not have been an actual violation of the ethics policy, I acknowledge the board's sentiment that, as a town council member and a candidate for state office, I should have maintained a higher standard in how I handled the communications coming from my campaign. In hindsight, the mailing sent and the Facebook post made were not the type or character of campaigning that reflect my personal values and standards. I attempted to stay above the fray and remained focused on the issues at an especially challenging time in which we ran our respective campaigns during the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. I withdrew my appeal of the Board of Ethics findings, as I don't want to cause the town to spend further money on this matter when I know too well that those funds could be spent on more valuable and important projects or causes to help Berlin residents. After 3 years, I believe all of us would like to move on and not have to expend further time and energy on this issue. During consideration this evening, I hope the town council will take into account my acknowledgement that I should have maintained a higher standard, as noted by the Board of Ethics panel, as well as the years of service I have given working for the town, the betterment of our community, and serving on the council. As a public servant and activist, I understand the sacrifice of time from family and friends when volunteering, and recognize the Board of Ethics for the efforts and resources they devoted to this matter and for the findings and conclusions they delivered in making their decision. Once again, I am grateful and honored for the opportunity to have served and continue to advocate for Berlin families.
All right, thank you.
There's nothing more rewarding for us than helping someone after they've been. Don't take our word for it.
Thank you again.
Peer review. You'll see why-
Follow up what Joanne said. As all may be aware, under the ethics policy, the range of actions that's available or open to the council ranges from a reprimand or censure to a fine. In deciding what punishment is appropriate, we would ask the council, as Joanne said, to take into account her years of service to the town. But in addition, I think it's important for the council to take note of what the findings actually were by the Board of Ethics. In announcing their decision, the board was clear that this was not, they did not see the violation here as part of some nefarious plan or sinister conspiracy, but a mistake probably by Joanne in their view. And certainly I got a sense from reading the transcript, a strong sense of all of the board members that they felt that Joanne should have held herself to a higher standard, is probably the best way I can say it. Looking through the ethics policy, there are a range of different violations. Some are very serious, stealing from the town, usurping a contract, doing things for your own pecuniary benefit. This is not one of those cases. It's not to minimize the findings of the board, but just to put it into context that in considering the range of possible punishments, some proportionality ought to be taken into account. I know that Joanne's view is that if a punishment needs to be handed down, she would prefer it to be in the form of a reprimand or censure, which will be a frankly devastating and painful experience for her. But we obviously yield to the council as to what the council deems is appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you. Somebody else wishes to address us on this issue?
Good evening, I'm Attorney Craig Fishman, and I represent Town of Veitch with regard to this matter.
Welcome.
Thank you. It was almost a year ago that I was here before you and we were talking about this. I heard what I heard tonight, and And throughout this matter, all we've heard is excuses. It isn't before the Board of Ethics whether or not to determine a conspiracy. It is to determine whether or not the ethics code has been violated. You know, trust and faith in our elected officials is very important. In the old days, before this country was even created, there was a king, made all the rules. We now have government of the people, and the people are given rules to try and keep our government in check and to do the right thing. We would hope we would have faith in our government. I just want to track some of the aspects of this case. A lot of people are not aware. I know you guys have the record, and I trust that all of you have reviewed it, but on September 15 of 2020, there was a town council meeting. I live right here in this room. During that meeting, at that time, Ms. Angelica Stetson and Ms. Veach were on the council, and an issue came up as to whether or not Ms. Veach should be voting on a particular union contract because her husband is a police officer. And I believe it was Ms. Angelica Stetson who brought that up. That was resolved with Ms. Angelica Stetson saying, well, let's let the law department figure it out. September 15, 2020. 2 days later, a young man, Christian Damiani, happened to come into possession of an unofficial transcript of that meeting and filed an ethics complaint against Donna Veach. Now, at the hearing, Mr. Damiani had no idea how it came into his possession, didn't attend the meeting, couldn't remember who brought it to his attention about this dispute. Mr. Damiani admitted that he put together a complaint based upon that unofficial transcript and that he shared it with Ms. Angelica Stetson as well as Kristen Campanelli, I believe at the time, the DTC chair for the town of Berlin, before it was submitted. Testimony at the hearing was there was no adverse response, so he went ahead with it. Ms. Angelica Stetson said, well, I didn't say yes, trying to say that she had nothing to do with it. Through your procedures, on October 14, the Board of Ethics met and dismissed that complaint unanimously. 2 days later, October 18, 2020, the Berlin Town Committee happens to find out about this ethics complaint. Now, understand that your ethics code, in my experience, is unique. Ordinarily, an ethics complaint is confidential unless probable cause is found, and then it's opened up. Your procedure, though, takes it a step further, to your credit. Even if probable cause is found, it is still confidential until after a hearing. But in this case, the complaint had already been dismissed on the 14th. On the 18th, the Democratic Town Committee, with the approval of Ms. Angelica Stetson, spends $3,322 to do a mailing to thousands of people in the state representative district, claiming that Ms. Veach is under investigation by the ethics committee. Wasn't true. Not only, and on the mailing, and this is evidence before the Board of Ethics, it says approved by Joanna Angelica Stetson, right on the mailing. In addition to that, Ms. Angelica Stetson takes out Facebook ads with the same information. Evidence before the Ethics Commission, we put into evidence the printout from Facebook, which indicates that there were thousands of impressions. Impressions being that somebody viewed that lie, essentially. That happened on October 26 through 27 was the Facebook post. After the campaign is over, Mr. Damiani is paid by the Angelica Stetson campaign $500. Now, it's the only payment that is made to Mr. Damiani during the whole course of the election. Based upon the record, what's put before the Ethics Committee, he's paid by Kathy Abercrombie's committee almost every month. Mr. Damiani, there's no contract. We don't know what Mr. Damiani was paid for. One could reasonably presume he was paid to be part of this process. At the hearing, and you have the record, the hearing on, we had 2 nights of hearings, 11/17, I asked Ms. Angelico Stetson, why did you publish the information? She tried to blame her staff, specifically on page 78. I said, no, ma'am, you testified that you approved of it, so don't blame others, please. Why did you approve? She says, it doesn't matter. I asked her again, why did you approve of publishing this information, part of my campaign? It was brought to me. I approved it. Who brought it to you? I don't remember. Why did you approve the publication? What was your goal? She says, I think anybody that runs a campaign, the goal is victory. Thousands of people were lied to for victory. I don't think the Board of Ethics was trying to hold a higher standard. They were trying to say, hold to the standard. And they found a violation. They didn't say that there was a higher standard that this individual should have been held to. You've heard about what is before you, what are possible remedies. You know, ordinarily, you make a complaint, let's say you make a complaint like this to the police. It's a felony. This is a serious situation. Ultimately, you can't unring a bell. As of the hearing, which happened about 2 years after this nefarious activity, the Facebook post was still out in the public domain. One of the things that's available to you under the code is restitution. I don't know how you cure what has happened here. I don't know how you cure the impression that some people will take from a message received from an elected official about another individual. Some people must have believed it. That's damning and that's harmful. The only way you could undo that is to have those people that were contacted, you know, certainly Facebook, you can't tell who clicked on them. I mean, that would be a lot of work. But we know there must be a mailing list that this mailing went to. Have a mailing put together that's approved by myself and my client, and have the individual who broke your ethics code pay for a mailing to all of those individuals to cure this. That is the only thing you could possibly do. The $1,000 fine, quite frankly, you know, the impression when I have cases that are similar to this, you know, you do it with FOI, the public says, well, they're looking to make money off of this. No, I mean, it doesn't make sense. If anything, usually I take that and we donate it to a 501c3, you know, something like that, because this is not about money. This is about reputation. This is about elected officials telling the truth. This is about your ethics code. So I thank you for listening to me and look forward to your future deliberations.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Yeah.
I'd just like to respond
Sure.
briefly. Thank you. On behalf of Joanne, I want to reiterate that in no way in anything that she is saying or doing here tonight or leading up to this that she is minimizing what happened. She takes this very seriously. At no point during the hearing before the Board of Ethics did she ever indicate that she wasn't willing to take responsibility for what was done under a campaign. She approved this. She was responsible for it. She was steadfast in maintaining that she is responsible for what happened in that regard. council is, I think, wrong in the sense that the Board of Ethics wasn't up to them to comment on what they found here. The board's findings were very clear. The theory of that this being a very nefarious plot was explicitly rejected by the board. And board member, the Chairman Hines, when he, in the record, makes it clear, they didn't make that case. And he explains what he thought it was, and the other board members, I think, amplified along that same topic. Just to address the last point of restitution, the section 1.6, the reference to restitution is a restitution of pecuniary benefits received because of the violation. Joanne didn't receive any pecuniary benefit. She made a mistake. She is here to accept responsibility for that mistake in a manner that is appropriate and proportional to what she did. But it was a mistake, and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Excuse me, sorry. So we've heard you folks and Joanne. We appreciate you coming tonight. And so what I think we probably need to do, we actually have 3 new members of the council that have not been through some of the review that we've done of the ethics process and the decision. So I think we need to, and of course we just heard this some of this information tonight from both sides, which is important. So I think we probably need to consider this, get you guys up to speed, obviously. First of all, before we make any decision, that wouldn't be fair. You're all recently seated, so we can do that, and perhaps I would think it would only take the 2 weeks before the next meeting, and then we could go ahead and deliberate this action here. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll got to bring everybody up to speed that hasn't been involved, and we'll go from there. So most likely, unless something changes, I don't know what our agenda will be in a couple of weeks, but we'll probably try and push it for that agenda. If for some reason it doesn't work, it'll be the one after, but we'll try and do the next one, which is February 3rd or something, or whenever that is. All right? Is that what it is? 7th, maybe. 7th?
First Tuesday.
You want me to move it to the following one? Do you plan on being present if you want? You do. Okay, so we can move it to the 21st. Yeah, I'll certainly afford you that opportunity, of course. Which will give us a little more time to look at everything. So yeah, that's fine. All right, is that good with everybody? Okay, all right, thank you. Thank folks for coming. Glad we can move you up so you didn't have to sit here through our very exciting meeting. I know you're sorry you have to miss that. Yes. All right.
I'll tell you though, I'm on the town council of Wallingford.
Yes.
Last time I was here,
Yeah.
I brought some ideas back to town. We made some changes.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. So Berlin's doing it right then with some stuff. All right. All right. Good night. Okay.
Just for the record.
Yes.
He's my town councilor and also.
Oh, that's right.
He's my neighbor.
Oh, is that right? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Just to be clear.
All right. Well, good. So that's good. That'll give us some time to review it certainly for the new folks and us too. I mean, we haven't looked at it for a while. So okay. So moving on. Yes.
Agenda item number 2 is a town meeting to appropriate $403,000 from the fiscal year 23 municipal revenue sharing grant, scanning files in support of the police station renovation. Kevin is on the line.
Good evening. Earlier tonight, when you heard the Public Building Commission presentation, talked about the police station renovation. In order to begin the process,
There he
the
is. I can
area
see him.
that's
Kevin, we can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello?
It was fine earlier.
Can you say something, Kevin? Testing.
Can you hear me now?
I'm being told they can hear.
Anything? Can you hear now?
Lot of technical difficulties to know why, always.
My sound is fine. I'm 100%.
I don't know if that helps, but I don't know if you can hear me. Jim Mahoney here. I can hear Kevin, and I can hear you guys.
Sorry, folks, we'll move on as soon as we remedy this.
Kevin, can you try it again?
Can you hear me now?
Hey, yeah.
Loud and clear.
Okay. Well, I'll go quicker then. Earlier tonight, you heard from the Public Building Commission about the police station renovations. In order to begin the real work that they're trying to do and putting together the locker rooms, the sally ports and the other areas, the area between the Board of Ed and the police station downstairs has to be cleared out. Inside that area is a considerable amount of paper records, many of which are accessed with fairly decent regularity by the Board of Ed. There's also critical records from Human Resources, payroll, workers' comp, the VNA, also in that area for the town. So in order to maintain records and try to move forward with a project that we had talked about doing and free up the space in advance of the intended July start for construction, we're requesting to appropriate a state grant that was provided earlier this year that was not originally budgeted, and appropriate that so that we can hire a firm that has done work with the state as well as a number of other municipalities and boards of education to scan a considerable amount of that material and remove it from the area, freeing up the opportunity to start the police station construction project.
Okay, yep. Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Yeah, it's good to finally get this rolling, but I know we got to do the meeting. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and take a motion to schedule the meeting.
Move to call a town meeting at 6:45 PM on February 7th, 2023 to appropriate a non-budgeted appropriation of $103,000 from fiscal year 23 municipal revenue sharing grant account in general fund to the building and renovations account in the police construction fund.
All right, thank you, Charlie. Second on that?
Second that.
Thank you. Any other questions on this? All right, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. Agenda item number 3 is to add Juneteenth as an additional paid holiday to the town calendar. And thought Paula Carabetta was going to be
She was here.
I think I see her up there on the.
She's here.
I'm here.
Hello. Hi, Paula.
We just don't see you.
We don't see you. We got your name up there. We
Yeah, my camera's not working. Sorry, I don't know why.
That's all right.
You're on, Paula. Go ahead.
So I'm just looking to add Juneteenth to the town calendar and then also all of the union contracts. It's currently a federal holiday and has been approved to be a Connecticut state holiday for this June as well.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Paul. Okay. Any questions on this, Paul? Anything? If not, we'll go ahead and take a motion.
Move to authorize the town manager to add Juneteenth, June 19th, as a paid holiday to the annual Town of Berlin holiday calendar, and to authorize the Human Resources Director to add Juneteenth, June 19th, to all current union contracts.
All right, thank you. Second on that?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paula.
And that item number 4 is a bid waiver for SLR International, the mandated annual stormwater report. I'll go to you.
Good evening.
Hey, Mike.
The reason I'm here is this is a low-ticket item that we usually do every year. It's an annual stormwater update. Because SLR is going to be doing the construction inspection for our 3-road project, Deming, Chris Julian, and Porter's Pass, which is $218,000. We're over the $10,000 bid threshold. So I'm here to ask for this. They've been doing this since I've gotten here, and they did the original $3,000. So it's a big waiver.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, okay, yeah, we know that's all this stuff's going on, very busy with all these things, so seems like that makes sense. Questions for Mike, anybody? No? We're good? Okay, go ahead and take a motion on this.
Move to authorize the town manager to waive the bidding requirements and issue a purchase order to SLR International for $3,000 for the state mandate water reporting, as this is in the best interest of the town.
All right, thank you. Second on that?
I'll second that.
Any other comments or questions come to your mind in the last 5 seconds? No? Okay. If not, go ahead and vote on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries.
Thank you. Agenda item number 5 is a Section 8-24 referral to Planning and Zoning Commission for formal acceptance of Great Oak Drive and Victoria Courts as town roadways. It's a great story behind this. Huh?
This is going back a ways. Old business we're taking care of. In 2009, the developer was being unresponsive to planning and zoning. I guess he developed a certain number of lots, sold the rest, and left. So the town called the bond. Luckily, there was a bond. Finished paving the roads, which were always destined to be town roadways. Put in street trees, some sidewalks, made sure the property pins were in. Also took the open space, I think it was like 11.6 acres of open space that the town accepted. And then, I guess for whatever reason, it just sort of, and then we started maintaining the roads. But they were never formally accepted by the town.
Oops.
So, as part of actually Kevin and finance department's push on cleaning up old bonds, we started looking at it, we're like, we still have money left. So we went through it, we figured out what we needed to do to get the as-built roadway plans and profiles done, put in the monuments along the street lines. All that is done now. The maps were in your package, reduced versions.
See that.
So we're ready to file, but before the town can accept the roadways, planning and zoning has to do a Section 824 review to make sure it meets the town's, requirements, needs, and it's basically a positive thing. So we're asking for a referral to planning and zoning. It'll go to P&Z. Assuming we get a favorable recommendation, I'll be back here saying we want to file and get these really, just take care of this old business, wrap it up, and be done with it.
Sounds like a good plan.
I agree.
That's good. We're good. Only took a little while. It's okay. We got it.
We're using developers' money that he put in the bond.
Yeah, well, we like that. We like to use developers' money, yes. We prefer developers' money over taxpayer money, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Okay, so, yeah, we got the story. We'll get this over to planning and zoning. We'll go ahead and take a motion on that.
Move to refer the matter of formally accepting 2 streets, Great Oak Drive and Victoria Court, as town roadways to the Planning and Zoning Commission for CGS Section 8-24 review.
Thank you. Second on that?
I'll second that.
Any other comments or questions? I think I was on planning and zoning when that happened.
Oh, really?
Way back, yeah. I remember this development,
It's a
yeah.
story, yeah.
Still not done. That's amazing, yeah. That's okay.
Everyone got busy and it just kind of slipped off the desk.
That's all right. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved. We'll see you back here after P&Z looks at it, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks.
And item number 6 is a bid waiver process for Wright Pierce Engineering Consultants for the evaluation of the Baxter Avenue sewer metering. Ray, Scott, show and tell.
Oh, boy.
He's always got the best thing.
Oh, yeah, always some kind of show and tell with Ray. Yes, we always have.
Exciting though, unfortunately.
Oh, we like your pictures of the pipes that are all corroded and stuff. Yeah, we like that.
I'll bring some in next time.
Okay.
Kensington Fire District includes this particular area I have outlined. It is a little tiny little section here is Baxter Avenue, and I'm gonna be talking about that for a minute. And, that meter station is a very important meter station because, 3,500 customers from basically, Pennsylvania Fire District discharge their sewage through that point going into our system. They only have another little section, Willowbrook, I just marked this little area, very tiny, so 90 to 95% of their sewage flow goes there. So we know it was very critical, so we've been monitoring it for the last 2 or 3 years and found out that the calibrations were not done properly. And so that sent us back because we were looking at a very large dollar amount that they owed us. And we think they still owe us because when we distribute the Mattabesset billing, there's 3 of us, Worthington Fire District, Berlin Water Control, and then Kensington. And Kensington has always wanted to have only their consumption data reported, which includes about 650,000 gallons per day. That's their average consumption. The meter readings here, even with the new calibrations, have shown that it goes well above 2.2 million, which means that the rest of it is groundwater. So we're billing them for 653,000 gallons roughly going through here, but they're actually producing closer to 2 million. And so that billing portion now makes it the ratio from Worthington, Kensington, and ourselves different. And so prospectively, we end up paying more. So that's the point. Now, we did reach out to Tybon, and they're a very good consulting firm. And basically, they didn't choose to take this project on. Then we reached out to Weston and Sampson, and Weston and Sampson did some work for Kensington, so we thought it was a good idea, and we thought it was and they came back and said that Kensington didn't want them to be working for us at all. So we went to we went to Wright Pierce, and actually Attorney D'Onofrio suggested a gentleman there. It turned out that this gentleman was pretty good, understood the situation, and has a proposal. Typically, we wouldn't go to a bid waiver like this. We would go out to an open bid. But we think it's imperative to get this started as ASAP, and I'd like to be able to have them do it. They have done work for MDC, so I think the quality of their work is impeccable.
Was there just a reason why Kensington Fire District didn't want that second contract?
No. They did the evaluation. Weston and Sampson did their evaluation of the I&I, which is the inflow and infiltration going in. And we thought it was a perfect candidate to have.
Yeah.
They decided not to.
Okay.
So rather than try to fight over that particular issue, we went to another consultant.
Makes sense. Okay. Okay, well, it sounds like we definitely need to get this done. Questions for Ray? Any questions from you folks? No? Okay. Appreciate that explanation, Ray. And with that, hearing no questions from our fellow counselors here, we'll go ahead and take a motion.
I move to waive the bidding requirements for Wright Pierce of Middletown, Connecticut to study the accuracy of the Baxter Avenue sewer meter station and evaluate upstream and downstream sewer mains for an amount not to exceed $85,000, which includes a contingency, pending the approval of the required fund transfer by the Water Control Commission, as this is in the best interest of the town.
Thank you. Second on that?
I'll second that.
All right. Thank you very much, Ray, and we'll go ahead and vote on this motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And item number 7 is to waive the bid requirement for Northeast Labs to perform additional testing for compliance with Connecticut Department of Health requirements.
I do feel like
Northeast Labs is our main lab is located in the center of Berlin, and we utilize them for all our activities in terms of monitoring and inevitably, we always go beyond the $9,500 that we have, and so we're asking this time to go to the $17,000. And then this just comes out to in terms of an outline. I understand that you can be going to the $25,000, so this would not necessarily be seen in the future. But we fell between the cracks on this one, and we need your approval on this one because of the $10,000 limit.
Okay. All right. Any questions for Ray? If not, something we need to get done here, so we'll go ahead and take a motion on this.
I move to waive the bidding requirements for Northeast Laboratories to allow for payments up to $17,000 so the Berlin Water Control Commission remains in compliance with water quality tests established by the Connecticut Department of Health, as this is in the best interest of the town.
Second on that?
I'll second that.
Thank you. All right, we'll go ahead and vote on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Right, so moved.
Okay, thanks again, and
Well, thank you, Ray.
Thank you.
We'll see you, I'm sure we'll see you back here.
just let me know what kind of pipe you want me to bring back.
Yeah, something interesting. More show and tell is always good for us. Yeah.
Agenda item number 8.
Water, the new gold, I think, huh? Water's very important as we.
Except in California.
Yeah, but yeah, they're getting some water now, I guess.
You got some extra.
Too much.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
Hey, Steve, how's it going?
Number 8 is a bid award for the lowest bidder for seasonal maintenance and lawn cutting.
Happy New Year, welcome aboard.
Yeah.
Every 3 years, we currently go out to bid for the 5 cemeteries we have in town, and then the 2 sections of the cemeteries that are privately owned, Wilcox and Maple. We just have 2 ancient sections in there, and then also 13 roadside strips, cul-de-sacs, X, Y, and Z. We went out to bid, we had 4 or 5 bidders come in. A to Z Landscaping out of Newington came in as the lowest bidder for just over $12,000. We brought them in to sit down with the cemetery committee, seeing how involved the cemetery committee is with the cemeteries. We vetted them out, talked to them, and we think they can do an absolutely wonderful job.
Great. Good. Okay, any questions for Steve? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and take a motion on this.
Move to authorize town manager, Hiroshi Okajima, to enter into a contract with the lowest bidder, A to Z Services LLC, for the seasonal maintenance and lawn cutting at various town properties, including the 2 alternates, for a total amount of $37,125.45 from March 1st, 2023 through November 30th, 2025.
I think second on that.
I'll second that.
Thank you. So we heard our explanation. No questions. All those in favor of the motion? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries.
Thank you, have a great night.
All right.
You too.
Thanks, Steve.
So agenda item number 9 is a update to the council, no action required,
Yes.
on animal control. If you recall, at the last meeting, Mr. Mayor, you had some concerns and raised some questions.
Yes.
And I thought, ask Jennifer to help me out with this and go back and
Thanks for coming.
create a little history on what happened with animal control, and I hope you had a chance to read the document.
Yeah, look through it.
And we want to sort of give you a little history and what we have done in terms of patrols and enforcement, and also talk a little bit about the supervision of animal control. And also you had a concern about the safety of the animal control.
Yes.
officers, so we want to address that as well.
Good.
So without further ado, I'll ask Jennifer to take the lead on this, and I'll fill in at the
Chime
end.
in when I need you. So as you can see, it's a long, lengthy agenda item, but I watched the last council meeting after Roche called me. I wanted to try and answer all your questions and concerns that were brought up.
Appreciate it.
Our 2 animal control officers have been doing patrols ever since February 1st, when the leash law ordinance went into effect. Even though Bicentennial had a 6-month reprieve from this, they still patrolled that area, starting to educate people as they saw them. They kept copies of the new ordinance in their van and brought it out with them when they were patrolling these areas to give them to people, so they had a hard copy of it and explain the new law, just pure education. They had very little pushback. A lot of people at Bicentennial were happy that they were getting the 6-month reprieve. And then when you guys decided on Pistol Creek, people seemed happy about having that option. Although they were doing patrols whenever they were able to in their schedules, we weren't writing them down because we weren't getting complaints, we had nothing. So when Arosh called me in December, when he had gotten the first complaint, we started doing written patrols, and I've attached all those. I know they're lengthy. I tried to make them as organized and concise as possible, but it's a lot. So they started doing those in December. For the most part, they try to get out there each day, even if it's just for 10 minutes, just to make themselves seen. But there are days, 3 weekends ago, Kate, who works 6 hours Saturday, 6 hours Sunday, had 2 dog bites, plus somebody coming in for an adoption. So it's just, sometimes the days are too busy with cleaning and feeding and taking care of the animals we have on site, getting called out for reports, so they're not patrolling every single day. They are trying to go at different times throughout the weeks. 2 instances that are not as part of these logs, because they happened after I submitted the agenda item. Jan went there last week and hit the jackpot. There were about 35 people all around Pistol Creek walking. There was no one in the unleashed dog area, but there were a lot of people walking their dogs all on leashes.
On leashes,
Yeah.
on leashes. Okay, good.
There was, I don't know if anyone saw the Facebook post that went up this weekend. There was a gentleman who went, okay, you're nodding your head, so you saw that. There was a gentleman who went to Bicentennial and was walking his dog off leash, and Kate, who was working this weekend, was out in the field and addressed him. And although he did say she was very personal, he did express his dislike of the leash law ordinance, but just to show that Kate was out there and still addressing it. So they are out there, they're out in the field, they're out there being visible and addressing it.
Good. That's great.
One of the other questions you asked was what could can they enforce anything?
Yes.
So they enforce all the state laws that I lit. There are a
Yeah.
lot more. The book is about this big in my
Right.
office.
Yeah.
These are the more common ones, the
Right.
ones that they do on
Yeah.
a regular basis.
Right.
They can also issue citations for town ordinances. So they could issue citations if they see people without a dog on a leash. That hasn't happened yet. The first 6 months, we really wanted to focus on education.
Sure.
Instead of just going out there, the town in how many years has never had something, we didn't want to just go out there and start ticket writing. So we educated, and then in September, myself, Arosh, and the chief of police sat down, and we thought it would be good to continue the education because we weren't getting a lot of complaints. We made that 3x3 reminder card about the ordinance. I think Arosh gave you guys a copy. We started issuing those out, and at that meeting, the chief of police also said that he would have his officers do patrols every now and then in the areas if they had the time. You mentioned both in the same of moving animal control back under the PD for possibly keeping them safer and putting them on the radio system, because right now they're not on the radio system. They're out there with their cell phones, so they are at risk. They don't have tasers, they don't have weapons. I did talk to Jan and Kate a little bit on a personal note and asked if they ever felt fearful. And there were very little instances where they both felt that they were out in the field unprotected, that they got a bit concerned. Whenever they've had an issue such as dog-on-dog bite or dog-on-human bite and the people are getting rowdy, they've been able to call dispatch and police has come over there immediately to help them. But I did reach out to Jim Simons, and he knew exactly what I was talking about, and he recommended portable radios that we could get Jan and Kate that could be programmed to dispatch to, so they would not just have them in their vans like some of the highway guys do or the grounds guys do in their trucks, but they would be able to take them out into the field with them and just radio if they felt they were in an unsafe position.
So we're gonna do that?
We have funding.
I assume we have to buy some radios?
Yeah.
I knew that was the next.
The quote was about $3,400.
Yeah.
That's almost the entire budget of animal control, so we'll have to see.
I think we could probably find, I mean, I really think it's a issue, you know, and you know, maybe they haven't had an issue, but you don't know till it happens, and then it's too late, right?
Proactive. I agree.
Correct. So, yeah, I'm sure we'll find the funding for that.
Especially now that you brought it up, we have to.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe that's kind of why I brought it up, but.
Will they be able to access collect through the police station with that radio? I know that was an issue.
I don't know what access collect means.
Collect is
The collect system,
that IDs somebody, a statewide system.
See, because she doesn't work for the I don't know if we asked the chief that, but from what I remember of the collect system, if you're not under the supervision of police, which is why mostly animal control, the most towns are under the police department because of that reason.
If she
I don't know if
radios the dispatcher, the
they can
dispatcher
do it.
can do it.
They can do it. They would be able to do
So
it.
that'll help that problem.
Eliminate that problem too. Yeah.
And
As far
then,
as I know.
Speaking of the supervision of animal
Yes.
control being under the town manager,
Yes.
we did Arosh and I both reached out to Paula from Human Resources, who reached out to our labor attorney, and unfortunately, since the MOU is an agreement that was signed by all parties would have to agree to renege that agreement, essentially.
Jen, can I just ask a quick question? There's one full-time person during the week?
Yes.
What, is it a
Jan is a-
40-hour work week, or
Jan
what
is
is
our
it?
full-time blue-collar employee. She is 8 to 4:30 Monday to Friday. Blue-collar, I believe, is a half-hour lunch and a half-hour break. And then Kate is our part-timer. She works 20 hours a week. She works 8 to 4:30 on Friday, and then 6 hours Saturday, 6 hours Sunday. We do currently have in the budget the request to make the part-time position a full-time position. And with that If that gets approved, one thing we would look at is possibly having that position do two, not like 2 to 10 shifts, but maybe to like 6 or 7 or 8 o'clock, if it's possible. So at least then we'd have some visibility in an evening.
Yeah, it just looks, it looks as if stuff's happening on the weekend, but I'm not seeing an awful lot happening during the week. I don't know, maybe because of the weather, and you just started keeping track of
And
this.
I did reach out to a couple staff members that I personally know frequent Pistol Creek, either to walk or walk their dog. And every time they have gone, there's been no issues. Everyone's been there either with their unleashed dogs in the fenced-in area or with their dogs on leashes.
So going forward, we're going to have a patrol log that's kept on a weekly basis,
Yeah, we
daily?
can maintain the patrol log on a daily
I think we need to,
basis.
just so that we can make sure that this is,
I asked them that if
Yeah.
they go out there during the day, they write down, you know, the basics. What'd you
Yeah,
see?
sure.
Who'd you talk to? But obviously, I may give you 3 months worth, and it may be missing some days when they were just too busy to get out there.
Yeah.
thank you.
Because I got after the last meeting, I got 1 or 2 anonymous, whatever that website is, they could send their email anonymously to me and to anybody, obviously. So I just said anonymous. It was about the, you know, dogs there.
May I?
Yes.
So, the December 12th complaint came from Mr. Tim Grady.
Okay, yeah.
He discussed this with both of us.
Yes,
So-
that one,
so
yeah.
since then,
Yeah.
Jennifer's been keeping the log.
Good.
But I would ask publicly, anyone, because
Yeah.
I have not received any complaint.
Yeah.
I have not.
I could send that
Yeah,
anonymous
please,
one,
if
yeah.
But I need specifics, right? If
Whatever this person said, yeah, I'll
you can
send
call
whatever's
and
there.
Tell me,
Yeah.
go there on Sunday at 3 o'clock and
Yeah.
have a crazy party with all the dogs.
Yeah.
Go look at it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
last week's, since the last meeting, I went once every day.
Yeah.
Different times of the day, I ran into 2, 3 different people.
Yeah.
Some with dogs, some without. And especially one woman I asked, you know, to scare her, introduce myself, and asked, you know, why, your observations, she's been there since the park opened.
Yeah.
So I asked, you know, have you seen people coming to Pistol Creek and just, you know, having their dogs on leash? She says, never. She's never seen it. And then Christy, who works with me.
Yes.
And there on the 1st, there was a National Parks Day or something. Entire parking lot was full. And they had dogs coming in, and she didn't see anything. And Z has been there a couple of times. So we're trying to get, it would be really helpful.
Yeah, good.
Any
That's
one
good.
of you, somebody tells, you know, there is an issue with unleashed dogs, call us. Call animal control, call, they never tell us,
Yeah.
this happened at 3 o'clock at this place, and we can,
Right.
we're trying different times. I went in the morning, middle of the day, afternoon, evening, and I couldn't see anything. So,
Yeah.
and that's something I don't plan on doing every day.
No, no, no.
So, any help we can get would be useful.
Yeah, I'd rather be able to talk to the person who's making the complaint so I can get more details.
Oh, agreed, yes.
And discuss it with them. I mean,
I
instead
think
of-
people are always, you know, reluctant sometimes to give their name for whatever reason, but
I understand.
I agree with you. We'd rather talk to them and understand what their problem is, but if they don't want to give their name, they don't want to give their name, but, okay.
Lastly, just, when are you looking to do that full-time position? Is that in stone, or is that something you're thinking about?
Something we're requesting in the next year's budget.
Okay.
Coming budget.
As the budget is approved.
Okay, I was just wondering. All right, thank you.
And I assume with the dogs that aren't off the leash in the rest of the park, they're hopefully enjoying the fenced-in area off the leash. Are people using that? Do we know?
There's probably never more than 5 dogs in it.
In there? Okay.
The majority of the time, there's not any dogs in when they're going.
Yeah.
I have heard from a couple people that there were, you know, a couple dogs in and everyone was happy about it, but it's not like it's packed
Yeah.
like other towns yet. It's also winter.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
winter. I think
muddy,
it'll probably, and people probably still aren't familiar, you know, I mean, it takes time to,
And in terms of the off-leash ordinance, whenever the town is ready to move forward to issue written warnings for that, we are.
yeah, what's it been since we approved it now?
Yeah, I mean, we'll wait till
To spring, I would.
Wait till the
say.
spring, yeah, well, yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll make
I
it.
think education and positive conversations is definitely the best way to go to when you're introducing something that hasn't been around for years, never in this town. So.
Right. Yeah, okay. Okay, questions? Anybody up here? No? No questions? We're good? Yes.
Just for the record,
Yes.
I attached the MOU, it was in 2006 between
I saw that.
town
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
animal control officer, so that you have some history about that.
I mean, would there be any
Give it a 2-3 years.
interest in
Currently, no.
No.
revisiting that?
I revisited that with the animal control officer, and then you and I met with Police Commissioner Wilson and Chief Klett some time ago.
Yeah, former chief, though.
Chief, right.
Different story.
Mr. Wilson and Chief Klett said, we'll take animal control, but not current animal control officer. So,
Maybe we approach it with the new chief.
well, even if they do, unless the current person agrees. I don't
Yes.
know who agreed to this agreement, but it's there.
No, I know. Well, I see.
Middlebrooks, isn't
I
that?
see who agreed with it. Yeah, no, I see. I've never quite seen an agreement like this before, but it's quite interesting. But it is what it is. So, I mean, you know, it might be worth revisiting. I mean, every town, pretty much every town I could think of, California, Virginia, Connecticut, they're all under the police department. I can't think of a town where it's not for a lot of reasons. You know, safety is one reason, no doubt. Resources, you know, obviously direct connection. I mean, certainly the radios will help. Of course, if
interesting-
she was on the police department, she could have her police radio, which we already paid for. So I'm just thinking.
What's interesting, what I learned in a meeting with the chief last week is the town he lives in, animal control is not under the PD.
They're not.
It's a regional animal
Oh,
control for
but-
Milford and a couple other towns.
well,
and they're
regional
their
one.
own entity, yeah.
Yeah, regional's different.
So
That's
I thought
different.
that was interesting.
Yeah, that is. Well, maybe we should join forces with. I mean, who do we call? So
Cromwell's our mutual aid.
they come, right? I mean, mutual aid. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we cover them for emergencies, they cover us.
Okay. As long as that's covered. Yeah. New Britain? No.
Yeah, why? Yeah, why?
Yeah,
not?
why not New
Reach
Britain?
out
When the
New
new
Britain.
chief came in, we
Yeah.
worked it out, whereas if Cromwell was not available for mutual aid, then the police department would handle it, and then the animal control officers would follow up the next day.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm told probably the same time around, we tried to form a partnership with New Britain, and they were not interested.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They have enough of their own wild raccoons, I'm sure.
Yeah, they probably got enough to do in New Britain. Cromwell's a little bit smaller, so they may not have as much going on. But okay, well, going forward, maybe we can, you know, I don't know, revisit
Visit it, yeah.
some things and see what we could do to make it all work maybe a little bit smoother if everyone agrees. I understand we have the agreement. So, all right, well, thank you, Arosh and Jen, for the report. Yeah, we appreciate it, and we appreciate you to keep an eye on it, you know, till we get people in the right, you know.
Trying, ever since Roche handed it down to me, I've learned quite a bit about, more than animal control I ever thought.
Yes.
More than you want to know about
Yeah.
it.
It's always a fun time with animal control, yes.
Thank you for agreeing.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
You too.
You too. All right.
Agenda item number 10 is diesel contract. As you know, Mike's here, but diesel prices were going much higher a year ago. Prices have come down, and we want to have the flexibility to try and lock in the price at the rate before it creeps up again. Mike might have more information.
Not really, no.
It's coming.
That's it, we're done, yeah.
Poor substitute for Jim Simons, our esteemed fleet manager, who's also got possibly a talent in commodities brokering. But anyway, what Jim wants to do is be able to time the market, and he thinks, as Roche said, diesel prices are going to go up. And right now is sort of, Jim thinks, and Roche and Kevin Delaney, there's all these emails flying around like, what's the right time? But right now, they can't make a move until you approve going forward with this request, which is really to re-up with East Coast, or East River Energy, because they're under the contract till June 30th. If we actually waive the bidding process and award the contract, then Jim, in coordination with Arosh and Kevin Delaney, can lock in the price when it drops to a point that's sort of budget friendly. So he's looking for the flexibility to do that. And East River, I think East River Energy has been the supplier for a number of years. And
Yeah, we've had
Yeah.
them for a while,
So,
right?
Good
Yeah.
track
Yeah.
record, they show up and,
Yeah, good.
it's a lot of stuff, a lot of fuel, a lot of diesel.
Okay. Yeah.
Just to give
Yeah.
you a sense,
Yeah.
prices went up almost close to $6.
Yeah.
So, and we would like to lock in at a little bit over 3 if we can.
Much better, yeah.
You're looking at.
Yeah. I mean, the prices are down now, right, for diesel?
yeah.
They're down for diesel now, right, but
Temporary.
temporarily.
Temporary.
Fi-
Yeah,
5,
4.5
what,
to 5, yeah.
Yeah.
they're up to 5 now?
Yeah, but sometimes you can get like 460 if you're lucky.
Okay.
But do we pay the road tax like
I don't.
private people do?
I think this is all in. The cost that he has with East River Energy, he said it includes all the price, all of the fees
The
and
new
charges
fees
and all
and
that. So,
taxes, yeah.
but I don't know what the price will be when he locks in. If you approve this.
We will certainly update you when you.
Yeah. All right, let us know. I mean, yeah, whatever we could do to obviously get the best price, save our budget a little money would be good. So, any other questions, folks? No? Okay, we're going to take a motion.
I move to waive the town's purchasing requirements and award the 2023 diesel contract to East River Energy and allow the town administration to lock in to a favorable pricing when it becomes available, as this is in the best interest of the town.
Second on that?
I will second that.
Thank you. Any other questions? Hearing none, we'll vote on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Agenda item number 11 is to enter into an agreement with Beta Group, Inc., related to conduct additional environmental testing, the Connecticut Sand and Stone properties. Jim, see you there.
I'm here.
There you are.
That's me. So, yes, we had a call with Connecticut DEP in December, talking about the project, other information that will be needed. They indicated that we would need to do this PCB analysis as part of the hazardous building materials assessment. We do still have money in the grant, so we got a proposal from Beta, and we'd like to hire them to do that work.
Okay, yeah, no, ongoing issue. We've, certainly been talking about it for quite a while, so just another piece of the puzzle here. Okay, questions for Jim?
Proof that.
If not, we'll go ahead and take a motion.
Move to waive the bidding requirements in the best interest of the town and authorize the town manager to enter consulting contract amendments with Beta Group Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $6,000 to be paid from the Brownfields Access Connecticut Sand and Stone account, per the scope of work is attached.
Thank you. Second on that?
I'll second that.
Okay, any other questions? If not, we'll vote on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Right, thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Agenda item number 11A is what we added.
Yes.
Have authorization for the town manager to apply for and accept a neglected cemetery grant on behalf of the town. There's a deadline, February 6th, I believe, so Jim, you want to say a few words about it?
Pardon me. Yeah, we've applied for it before, we received it. It's a small amount, but it helps us to try to make some improvements to our cemeteries that we've inherited.
Yeah, that'd be great. I know the cemetery committee has been working to get some of the neglected cemeteries up, fixed up, and which is great. They've been pretty active committee, so that's wonderful.
And just a reminder,
Yeah.
Jim got it last time, and we were able to do a lot of work.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no,
Some of the stonework.
Yeah, that's great.
So anything we can do to keep those, because it's ongoing effort to keep
Sure.
the place clean.
Yeah, no, that's great. So if there's no other questions, we'll go ahead and take a motion on this.
Move to authorize the town manager to apply for and accept on the behalf of the town a grant from neglected cemetery account, and to authorize the town manager to enter into and execute any and all agreements, contracts, and documents necessary to obtain such grant should the town be selected for the grant award, to approve appropriation of the grant to the cemetery account, and to refer the appropriation of the grant to the Board of Finance if awarded.
Thank you. Second on that?
I'll second that.
All right, thank you. And, yeah, for the good of the town and the cemeteries, should be good, a good thing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved.
Thank you, Jim. And item number 12 is a contract amendment with L'Oreal Engineering Services related to revision of engineering control variance. Excuse me.
I think we're all having a little problem with that tonight, maybe. Yeah, it's a little, you know.
Jim, I'll turn it over to you before I choke.
Okay. So the, after we awarded the bid for the engineer control, Newport had gotten all pricing on the building. It's gonna be a 60-unit building with parking under the building. They decided it wasn't, the price was up considerably. And of course, with interest rates being what they are, they decided it wasn't economically feasible. So they, rather than, you know, put it on the back burner, they chose to redesign the project to maintain the project momentum that we've, you know, kind of achieved at this point. And they were able to redesign it so they would eliminate the first floor parking, the parking under the building, and reduce the units to 50, reducing the square footage as well. And they've applied to planning and zoning for amendments to the special permit and site plan and zoning text amendment that would be necessary to do the residential units on the first floor. But having said all that, this, you know, again, their redesign now eliminating the parking underneath requires us then to make some changes to our engineered control for the property, which is again, our soil management remedy for the contaminated soils on the site. So now we, under the building where there was parking, we didn't have to install that engineer control or that membrane. Now with the building on grade, we need to pretty much do the membrane across the whole site. So we've got to make some changes to that, which means that we have to apply to DEP for an amendment to our engineer control variance. We did have a call with them last week and we think they're amenable, but we need to submit the paperwork to get this going. And Lorero has submitted a proposal to do this work. And we've recommended also to put in some contingency there in case we need additional sampling or responses to DEP. So we're asking for a not to exceed 5,000 for that work. 5,500, I'm sorry.
Okay, thanks, Jim. Yeah, no, we talked about this before, obviously the changes, and looks
Right.
like the project might be better for it, for the changes, so that's good. Questions for Jim? And, you know, to our new council members, I apologize, like, you know, it does seem like we're running through this quickly. And we do like to get home at night, but that's not the only reason. That's not the reason. But most of this has been before us several times, so you know, it's a little bit of a catch-up for you folks that haven't been on it. So that's why we're kind of familiar with it. So we don't have a lot of questions because we've seen this project, and I don't know how many times we've seen this project with different changes, and it's all good. But it's just, you know, we're kind of familiar, so we know. So it'll take a while to get up to speed. That's why we are able to run through it. If it's a new thing on the agenda, believe me, we get a full explanation of what is going on. So that's why. So just don't feel you know, we just kind of run through everything without knowing about it. So anyway, okay. So if there's no other questions, I know we've talked about this before. We'll go ahead and take a motion on this one.
Move to waive the bidding process in the best interest of the town and to authorize the town manager to enter into a contract amendment with Lorero Engineering to the town to redesign the engineered control based on the changes to Newport's plans and apply to the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection for an amendment to the engineered control variance for the project for the cost not to exceed $5,500 that will be charged to the municipal brownfields grant account.
Okay, thank you. Second on that?
I'll second that.
All right. No other questions? We'll go ahead and vote on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, so moved.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Jim.
Jim.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night now.
Okay, so now it comes to like really a lot of fun here. So again, for our new council members, this time of year is when we reappoint folks to our boards and commissions. We try and do the best we can with everyone, try and fill spots with people that are interested, and sometimes several people want the same position, so we try and do the best we can. Obviously, many people are get reappointed that want to be, some don't want to be, so I guess we will make an attempt tonight to go through this and do the best we can. I'm sure we won't get to fill all of them, and some of them I know we have vacancies that we don't have people, people haven't applied for, so we'll do the best we can with what we have, and to be continued with whatever we don't get to, and obviously try and get some more people interested on different positions that have remained open or will remain open. So let's get through this as fast as we can. Okay, so let's go down our list here. So we have, so number one, Elaine, she wants to be reappointed. So we'll go ahead and take a nomination for the library board.
I nominate Elaine Boriselli.
All right, thank you. Second on that?
Second that.
All right. Oh, we don't have the second,
Oh,
right? We
good.
just nominate and then say if there's no other nominations, right?
That's it.
We'll close the nominations for
Let's
that.
move along.
Sorry, we'll move along. All right, good. Keep us moving, Kate. Kate's good at doing that, yeah. Otherwise, we'll be here all night with these names going through this. Kate will keep us on track. Okay, so we have a nomination. No further nominations. All those in favor of Elaine?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved. So the second one, Elaine, right, she does not want to be reappointed, and I don't believe. Right, so we don't have a candidate for that spot, correct? Okay, so we'll go on to number 3, where Carol does want to be reappointed, right? So we'll go ahead and take a nomination on that. Nominate.
I would like to nominate Carol Wells.
Okay.
Reappointed.
All right, thank you very much. Any other nominations for that spot? Hearing none, go ahead and vote on Carol. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so welcome back to the library board. On to the Board of Ethics. We have the first spot, right? Nina there, she wants to be re-nominated, so we'll go ahead and take a nomination.
I nominate Nina D. Dominicus to be reappointed.
All right, thank you. Any other, are there any other nominations? Hearing none, close the nominations. All those in favor of Nina? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, welcome back, Nina. Same with number 5. Take a nomination for Susan Bordenaro.
I nominate Susan Bornero to be reappointed.
Thank you. Any other nominations? Hearing none. Go ahead and, is there anybody out? Oh, Susan's there, okay. Hearing no other nominations, we'll close those. And all those in favor of Susan? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved. Number 6, we have a candidate, Tiffany Bernard. If we could nominate.
I would like to nominate Tiffany Bernard for the Board of Ethics.
Okay. Any other nominations for that spot? Hearing none, we'll close the nominations. All those in favor of Tiffany? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved. And Deborah Reed, right? She wants to be reappointed. Yeah. So go ahead and take a nomination.
Nominate Deborah Reed as an alternate for the Board of Ethics.
All right. Thank you. Any other nominations for that position? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and close the nominations. All those in favor of Deborah? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so moved. On to the Cemetery Committee. I believe Stephen wants to be.
I nominate Stephen Pastuszak for the seminary.
Pastuszak.
Pastuszak?
Pastuszak.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Stephen.
I've known him a long time.
Okay, great. Is there any other nominations for that? Hearing none, go ahead and close the nominations. All those in favor of Stephen? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so moved. Sorry, I needed the water break. On to, so,
There was,
yeah, so Barbara didn't, did Barbara not?
We didn't get an
We
application.
didn't get an application for Barbara to be reappointed on the Persons with Disabilities? That's what I understand. Okay, so we'll just leave that vacant.
Really doesn't get out as much.
Yeah, okay. I kind of heard that, yeah. Okay, no, that's fine. We'll hold that open, but we do have the other vacancy, right, with, excuse me, I'm sorry, Paul.
Number 10.
Yes.
I nominate Paul Oates.
Yes, thank you.
I think I got that one right.
You got that right. Any other common pronunciation with that one? Any other nominations for that position? Hearing none, we'll close it. Sorry.
here, give him a cough drop. We
Yeah,
got
sure,
cough
why
drops
not?
everywhere here. We have assorted flavors.
Okay, all right.
Or at least here, right?
Got a lot of coughing tonight. No.
I think we need some of those sample gummies we were talking about.
Oh, the gummies, yeah, the gummies. Infamous gummies. Gummies are very popular, by the way, just so you know. Anyway. All right, so where were we? So we are going to vote on Paul. All those in favor of Paul? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved. Number 11.
I nominate Ann Gamlin.
Yes, we're good. Any other nominations for that position? Hearing none. We'll close the nominations. All those in favor of Ann? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so moved. Number 12.
Conservation Commission, I'd like to nominate Carl Lewis.
Yes, thank you. Any other nominations for that position? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye for Carl.
Aye.
Thank you. Opposed? All right, so moved. Number 13. Am I on the wrong numbers?
No, you're right now.
No, you're okay.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Robert Ramsey for the Conservation Commission,
Oh, yeah, okay.
reappointment.
Okay, thank you. Any other nominations for that position? Hearing none. All those in favor for Robert? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved. And then
Eddie, 60.
Go down to 16.
Yeah.
16, right? Yes, nothing for those two. To 16, yes, go ahead.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Edward Gazarian for the Economic Development Commission.
Yes, thank you.
No.
Sure.
No, I don't need to.
Yeah.
Just as Jack wanted him.
Huh? Do
It
it.
wasn't me, it was Jack.
Oh, okay.
Do it. Well,
No, we're good.
you sure you need some experience? Come on, do it. Huh? Not that hard, even though we're stumbling over it. It's not
On
that
my
hard.
list, you're welcome to it.
Yeah, maybe you'll do better. You might do
This is a
better.
single syllable last
Better.
name.
Might be an improvement.
Couldn't do any worse on the name. so.
Can't do worse than us. No, right now. All those in favor of Ed? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved. 17. You sure? You don't want to do it?
No, it's totally fine. No, we're-
All right, so
For the
17.
Golf Commission, I'd like to nominate Mr. James Norton
Okay, thank you.
for reappointment.
Any other nominations for that position? With none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved.
I'd like to nominate Nancy Berger for the Golf Commission reappointment.
Thank you. Any other nominations? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved.
And
19.
nominate Mr. James Green for the Golf Commission reappointment.
Yes, thank you. Any other nominations for that position? Hearing none. Close the nominations. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, all set. Number 20.
I don't have a candidate for that.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, we do.
We do.
We do.
We do, right?
John, right?
John who?
Yes.
And he's also on, Zoom.
Oh, he is?
Oh, John is, okay. Oh, yes, there
There
is.
he is. Okay. Yeah, for the historical.
Yes.
Historic district.
So, for number 20, right?
Yep.
And his last name, please?
Dyken. Dyken.
Aiken?
Right there on the,
John, speak up.
right there, on the screen. He's right on the screen.
Sure.
Poor Charlie, we dumped it
Donna
all.
wants to nominate the next one.
We're going to nominate John Dyken for the historic district.
Great. Any other?
20.
Number 20, any other nominations for that? Hearing none. Close nominations. All in favor, John? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved. Number 21.
I'd like to nominate Donald Forcash for the Historic District Commission.
Thank you. Any other nominations for that? Hearing none. Close nominations. All those in favor of Donald? Aye.
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 Opposed? All right, so moved. Nothing for 22, right, Kate?
Well,
Or what?
this is the issue.
Okay.
As you know,
Mhm.
is that there's a vacancy
Okay.
on inland wetlands.
Okay.
Now, Mr. White wants to be reappointed.
Okay.
You have to fill vacancies first.
Okay.
So unfortunately, you can either hold off and see if you can get other people to do this so he can have a full term.
Okay.
Or if you decide to appoint Mr. White tonight, he will have to fill the vacancy.
Fill the vacancy.
What's left to that term?
So it's until 2024.
2 years
So it would only be
difference.
on really
For
1 year.
Okay.
Can
Or-
we move an alternate up, or is that not allowed?
You can, but
Is it a,
Let's,
why don't you wait?
yeah, let's just wait
Why don't you wait?
and see what we can do with that. So we'll hold on inland wetlands for now?
yeah,
Yep.
Mr. Rosso wants to be reappointed. Do you want to just wait on inland wetlands?
Yes.
Until the next meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's just
Let's just hold off on that.
do
one.
that till we can straighten that out, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we'll hold off on that. Thank you, Kate.
So, and then on Parks and Rec.
Yeah,
That's kind of the same thing. Where
Okay.
You have Mr. Legnani had, Legnani had resigned.
right,
Then you have a vacancy.
right.
And then you have Tony who wants to be reappointed, but he would have to also fill a vacancy, which again would not be the full term.
He got, that one goes to 2025, right?
The
His,
first one goes to 2024.
Right.
The second one is 2025.
right,
And then his normal, for Anthony, it would have gone to 2026.
So Tony, you're talking about Tony, right, between
yeah,
us?
yeah.
But Tony in the longer one, right, because you
gotta fill
can't.
vacancies first.
Gotta do the vacancy first. Yeah, let's just wait
Okay.
a minute on that, so we see if we could fill the 26, number 26, that vacancy, and we could put Tony
Okay.
next time in the one.
Yeah, I understand.
Does that make sense? Okay.
All right, and then you can skip over Plainville area cable.
You mean nobody's clamoring to be on that?
Which one?
In all the years I've been here.
Yeah. Is that still, that's still around?
Yes.
That's bizarre. Yeah, whatever.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you sure it's still there? You could tell it's very popular with everyone, yeah, no one ever wants you with it.
Can we complain to them about our cable bills?
Probably. Will anything happen?
Probably not.
Advisory.
Yeah.
I don't-
Okay, so, now we're at planning and zoning, right?
Right, so you're gonna have the same thing here. You have a vacancy for 2027.
Correct. For number 29 there, right?
For number 30.
30.
Oh, 30?
Okay, and then
What?
31 would go to 28.
Huh.
And then that's the whole thing.
I need
It's all
aspirin.
Yeah.
So, we have
What about
some,
Krista Sullivan?
well, we have somebody for the vacancy, right? Scott
Yeah,
Hamill?
Scott is ready to, yes, he's ready to come
So
back.
that's for the vacancy.
Yes. So you can put him on first.
Okay. That's number 30, right?
Yep.
Yep. You know, so, John was that too, and then,
Well, so, and the reason for Scott on this one, he was on there.
Yes.
Before, and
family illness.
Yeah, he stepped down due to family illness, so that resolved itself, and he wanted to come back, so that's why we kind of deferred to him to come back. He couldn't make a bunch of meetings there due to some issues, but so we thought we'd let him give it a shot again, since he was there for a while, right? So all right, so we can take
for number 30,
would be, yeah, Scott.
I nominate Scott Hamill, the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Yep.
All right, thank you. Any other nominations for that spot? Hearing none. Okay, all those in favor, Scott? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Now we could go down to the reappointments, Kate, obviously, like down the line here, right, or no?
Yes.
Okay. So 30,
Nominate June Daly for reappointment.
okay, thank you. All right, any other nominations for that position? Hearing none.
Now, the only
Close that. What?
Okay, go ahead. I think we'll check.
Okay,
We
so,
have 4 members who are of one party.
okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Does that fit?
I think so.
Okay. All right, so June, all right, so we finished June. So all those in favor of June? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so moved. And now 31, right? 32. 32. So nominate Brian Rogan.
Brian Rogan for reappointment.
Okay. Any other nominations for that position? Hearing none. We'll close the nominations. All those in favor of Brian? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I
So-
haven't got anybody for the alternate, though.
I don't think we have an alternate, right? Do we?
Lignani has resigned.
Because he doesn't want back, right?
No, I don't think he does.
No,
Okay.
he does not. He resigned.
And that was it? Did you mention someone, but did they not?
Christy Sullivan is an alternate, but
Who?
I don't. Christy Sullivan. Oh, where's?
Oh, Chrissy Sullivan. Is that on Andrews?
yeah, it was right under planning and zoning.
Yeah,
She
so
said that
Andrew does not want to be reappointed to anything.
Okay.
He was on 3 boards on Lake Manny, and he does not want to be reappointed to anything.
What's that got to do with Christie?
Christy Sullivan. What's?
You want to be appointed?
To planning and zoning?
Just an email from her, maybe?
Just an email? Let's see. Let's look at. Let's just see. Just curious. Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah,
Don't we need the formal application, or?
Oh no.
I
That.
didn't know what it was.
Oh, you know what?
Nikki's doing, right?
That's Nikki. Nikki sent it to
So the alternate
Christy.
sent something to Christy.
Correct. Right.
Okay, Nikki was on,
Uh,
is an alternate on plan and zone.
Yeah.
He wanted to be
Okay.
involved.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
But there's no spot.
No.
Got it. Better
Yes.
to question it.
Yeah, that's good. No, I'm glad you brought it up because I thought we missed somebody. I don't want to miss somebody. Okay, so we're good with planning and zoning, right?
I think so.
Except for
We have
that.
one
We got the
Except for that one alternate,
One
right?
alternate,
Which,
but it's
which
just an
I don't, there
alternate,
was,
so,
I
and-
don't think we,
No, because
no,
we've
we
got
didn't,
Nikki
we
and
didn't
an
have
alternate
anybody. Right,
anyways,
Nikki was already there. Okay, so we'll have to work on that one. Okay, so what's next? What do we got next?
Public building.
Public building, okay. Public building, what we got here?
James Odette, all that.
Where are we at?
So
Oh, he's
you could
resigned.
skip over on 34, which is Jim or James, and
Oh, yeah.
their terms are the same.
Oh,
And
okay.
35, you can fill it with Jason, who wants to be reappointed.
Okay, so we'll fill Jason in the 34 spot, in James' old spot.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, he's on the same spot, but he's fine. All right.
okay,
It's the same term.
gotcha. Okay, so,
I nominate Jason Carano for Public Building Commission.
okay, great. Any other nominations for that position? Hearing none, we'll close those nominations. All those in favor, Jason? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, welcome back. And so we have that opening, right, for Still have one opening on public building,
Yeah,
right?
I'll give you a clean list for the next.
Oh, good, thank you,
Okay,
yeah, because
good, thank
otherwise, yeah. well-
At this point, I'm
A
like.
lot
No,
of
we
check
get-
marks, a lot of
we get confused easily.
X's. Yeah, we'll get it done. All right, on to the Veterans Commission, right? Okay, so,
I'd like to nominate Mr. Peter Galgano
okay,
for
thank you.
reappointment.
Yep. Any other nominations for that? Hearing none. Vote on Peter. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved.
And I'd like to nominate Bruce Treverthen,
Vethian.
thank you, for reappointment.
Thank you. If there's no other nominations for that spot, we'll close the nominations. All those in favor of Bruce? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved. So now, I believe we had,
Well, Peter doesn't want to do
we have no one, right?
DNA, right?
For those spots?
Nobody?
Nobody for those spots, so,
Peter does not want to be reconsidered.
No.
right. No,
He's on the board of Ed.
he's on the Board of Ed, probably.
And doesn't want to continue.
Right, so those are just going to remain open then, right? And you'll give us that list back?
Have anything from Donna.
Oh, we don't, okay.
When the ship sinks, what happens?
Yeah, well, I was thinking. Okay, back to 42. We have a nomination.
For 42 Water Control Commission, I nominate Mr. Liam Mitchell
Right.
to be reappointed.
All right, thank you for that. Any other nominations for that position? Hearing none, we'll close nominations. All those in favor of Leon? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved. And now, we had no one for the other two, right?
Right, so now you're going to go to youth services.
Youth Services, yes.
The issue with this is that, of course, there's different people that have to be put on for this.
Right.
So if you could skip down to number 48.
Yes.
It has to be a police officer.
Police officer.
Yes.
yeah.
All right, so
Which-
at that point.
Which we have one, right? We're good? Yes.
Fouini's gone. I think he was doing it before, right?
Mr. Brett Kelly is applied officer.
Brett Kelly, yeah.
So
Right.
he's gone.
Okay, so we have Brett for that. Brown PD officer, any other nominations? Hearing none, we'll close those. And all those in favor of Brett?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved. And we don't have any others, right, Kate? For,
Zoning Board of Appeals we got.
well, no, I mean for you, right? The,
Nothing else
No,
to do.
no.
yes, okay. All right, Zoning Board of Appeals, we have
For the youths.
Christine
one,
Mazzata.
right? Okay, so we'll go ahead and take a nomination.
I nominate Christine Mazzata for reappointment to the Zoning Board of Appeals.
All right, thank you. Any other nominations for that spot? Hearing none, we'll close the nominations. All those in favor of Christine? Aye.
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 Opposed? All right, welcome back, Christine. And we had no one for the alternate, right?
No.
Okay, so you give us a clean list,
Give you a clean list.
and we could,
Round two.
If there was
On
anything
these,
in
when we
here
go to
that
approve them.
maybe people wanted other stuff too or something?
we'll
There
look
might be. Because I thought some of them had checked a few
Had
things.
2 or 3
right?
things, yeah.
But I don't know if they all,
Depending on what nights they are and stuff.
so we could figure it out,
So like,
right?
You have my
there's
address.
a couple that
Yes.
are for a couple of different things.
Okay.
So we'll keep it clean going to the next one.
Sure. Yeah, good. That would be, yeah, thanks, Kate, for helping us through that. But you know what? We got a lot done.
Pictures of you
Did
get.
that.
We really did,
Yeah.
and not that long a time. I think we're very efficient. Maybe
Let's
other town councils could take some more lessons, like we heard earlier in the night.
Let's not lose momentum.
All right, I'll
know
try not to
Fred's
get,
gonna watch
I'll try not
this.
to get carried away. Yeah, all right. Yes. What? We're not done yet.
Let's not lose momentum.
All right, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Let's keep moving. Town managers report. I know you'll keep up the momentum, Arosh.
Now that you saved all this
Brief,
time, I have a
brief.
more-
You have a lot to talk about. Okay, that's all right. Right.
Peter's got to be somewhere, huh?
Peter's got to be somewhere.
Stern look, I got it. Very quickly, we talked about the PD renovations.
Yes,
Um,
that's good.
We're
That's
having quite a few internal meetings, Board of Ed storage. One of the things we're gonna do with the food pantry, because the back entrance, all that will be
all right.
off as
We had
the
talked about that. Yeah, yeah.
construction trailers and everything else, so that entrance will be closed, and the first phase will actually address the storage.
Right.
And that back entrance, for the sally ports and all that. So, on a temporary basis. We're moving the food pantry. We looked at multiple options, but, without spending millions of dollars for a temporary solution.
Right.
We're moving upstairs. There's a conference room called the engineering conference room.
Yeah.
Upstairs.
Oh.
We're gonna use that, and folks in social services, they're fine with that.
Oh, good.
People can drop off food, and when folks come in, there are volunteers who can go and drop things off, deliver it straight to the car. So that can happen within a week. So
Wow, nice.
the plan is, based on the report, that the documents will be ready probably April, May. And I'm just giving a time frame. By the time we get the actual bids, we might be looking at August.
Yeah,
By
of
August,
course.
right?
Yeah.
And then September, construction begins. So
Good.
then we have to get out of there, move the storage, move all of the scanning stuff needs to get done, and the food pantry needs to move up too. So that's on schedule.
Listen, it's great. We're finally moving forward with the beginning of the police station renovation. It's been a long time coming, and it's been, a difficult project to get through all the planning and obviously moving everything around Town Hall. But that's great. Thanks, Arosh. That's-
The second one, I am soliciting lots of ideas what to do for Pistol Creek. Now that we own all the land,
Yes.
we have quite a few ideas, and I'm going to compile them,
Yes, can we have a
bring it to you.
discussion about, what to do?
Bring it to you for discussion, and there are two ways you can do it.
Yes.
One is we can give you some recommendations, or we'll just give you the whole kitchen sink and have you come back to us with some ideas. Think about it.
Let's get the kitchen sink.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we can
Whittle
see
away
everything,
at it.
right? We can see everything, and then we
Okay.
can
Yeah.
figure out what the best thing is. So, right, we bought this extra property now at Pistol Creek
email?
that we had some issue with a developer, and that was the best way out of the scenario for the town to keep
I didn't do that.
things going. So now we, have extra property. We still have other, the clubhouse. We're always looking to utilize Pistol Creek more, right? So we look forward to the kitchen sink of what we can figure out what to do
If
there.
you would weed out the illegal options and the non-practical options and just give us the possible ones, I'd appreciate it.
You won't be getting illegal options, but you will get.
I don't know what would the illegal options be? Now, is it?
I don't know, under the town regulations, can we rent it out? Something
Oh,
that
that
might not-
stuff.
Those kind of restrictions.
Yeah, remember we looked at that before, renting out the
Yeah, there are
clubhouse?
some requirements.
Well, that would be a non-legal option.
Bond issue, but again,
Right.
all those things can be worked around. You can always buy out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back.
Because isn't that why we didn't go forward with it, Mr.
Well, there is
Corporation? Why are we not going forward with it? Remember we talked about renting the clubhouse and making some money for the town? Not the best? Ah, okay. I knew there was reasons that we had looked at that because it's it is a nice building sitting there, kind of deteriorating.
Started the lease free, you can make it a
Right.
whole animal park, animal kingdom.
Yeah. Wow, Animal Kingdom. Wow, that's compete with Disney.
People talk
The
about
Disney of the North.
the lettuce
I like it.
farm. We can do other kinds of farms that.
We already got Dopey and Goofy, we're halfway there.
Yeah, a little bit of a parking issue.
All right. Jokes
All right,
kidding aside, we'll
No.
put something together and bring it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. All right, thank you
The
for that.
last one, some of you know about this. Our town planner, Maureen Giusti, had a little health scare.
Yes. Is she okay now?
She is.
Is she back to work?
Yes, I told her she can come only part-time. She has to go 3 days a week for treatment.
Oh, okay.
So she'll work remotely and come here 3-4 hours a day.
Okay.
And she came in today and we
Oh.
spoke. And
Oh, good.
so we'll gradually ease her into it. Good news is we have some 2 folks that we just hired.
Yes.
Not just a little while ago, Dylan and
That's great.
Ollie.
Thank God we filled those positions so Maureen could rest a little bit and get back to health, yeah.
Really too much for one person to
Sure.
do all of that.
Oh, my goodness, the work that woman did.
Yep. She was.
She's lucky she's
living here.
still, I understand the stress she was under, so let's let her recuperate and,
Yep.
yeah, get back.
So,
Good.
a couple of other things. We have a tentative date for the joint meeting of Town Council and P&Z.
Yes.
January 31st, which is a Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Okay, that's a joint meeting about the.
joint meeting.
The joint meeting with the planning zone.
Joint meeting.
At 7?
Yes. It
7
took us a
o'clock?
while, Jeff. It's getting late, we're tired. So,
You're gonna
yes.
have an ORC, you're gonna have an ordinance committee meeting that night.
So 6 o'clock, we'll have an ordinance committee meeting first of the council.
That's the, so the 31st we're talking. I thought it was going to be the 25th, now it's the
We can
31st.
do the 25th.
Huh?
Can do the
We couldn't do the 25th, okay.
It's a
That's it.
Tuesday.
So the 31st is going to be the ordinance committee at what time?
6 o'clock.
6.
We'll do an hour.
Okay.
And then 7 o'clock, we'll do the joint meeting of council and planning and zoning.
Regarding the, yeah.
Cannabis stuff.
Yes. So,
Jennifer and I have been discussing possible speakers.
Yeah.
We'll obviously run it by you and Joan.
yes,
Because
let us know.
May I suggest that we can tap into your expertise too?
Sure.
That's
Yep.
not too much of a.
Yeah, I will, yes, that's fine. I just will, like, make sure there's a qualifier that what I do, and I'm not interested, we're not interested in anything in Berlin, but I don't want to push it either way, I just give you the facts.
The fact.
But,
You got a lot of
I spoke about the messages.
yes, don't do that. That won't be helpful at all, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
There's a Connecticut expert that Jennifer is trying to tap into.
Oh, good, okay. Yeah, if we can, I mean, I could find some too, but if you guys find something, that's great. And, yes, it's, the whole program's in a state of flux with the new
It's
stuff.
still a federal.
Yes, it is. It is federally illegal. So if I had the old badge, I could arrest people for it.
Lots of people.
But the federal government is not taking that position, right? They're letting the states regulate it for now till you just can't cross state lines with it. Hence, it's federal. Yes. Basically, that's it. Other than, yeah, we'll talk about it that night. It's very ironic, though, that what the ironic part about the whole thing, it all goes around in circles. So now, because there's so much illegal cannabis around the country, the states are actually asking now the federal government to step in, my former employer, and help them now arrest people. So, which is actually completely opposite of how it was before the cannabis legalization started. It's just everything goes
If
around.
the feds arrest you, can you get a license then because you were wrong by the war on drugs?
Ah, got it. Let's not get into that whole discussion. That's a whole big discussion. But
There's the erasure and expungement components.
well, there's that.
Within 48 hours of when you're arrested, your record will be
Expunged, yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of created a little mess around the country, but not so much in Connecticut, I don't think. But anyway, so yeah, talk about that.
And Charlie, don't get your hopes high. No samples at the meeting. No gummies.
No samples? No gummies? No?
No. Well, now you just have to go to the local dispensary and you can get them.
Oh.
Yeah. With adult use being passed last week, so yeah, it's been a week, so yeah, they're out. They're out.
All I got.
That's it.
Quick.
Excellent. You did keep it quick. Special committee reports, we did not have any, correct? Right, nothing. That's easy. Council communications?
Just to
Yes.
request that
Yeah.
Counselor Donna be put on all of Jack's subcommittees.
You know, Peter, I was gonna ask that.
Yeah.
You know, so I'll have it on the next agenda,
Great.
and I'll
Yeah,
just
and
do
I'll-
the Zach,
We'll fill in Donna.
we'll do the
which ones
same
they have.
thing as we've done.
Oh, yeah, we'll figure that out. Yeah. Sure.
And then I'll give you a new list.
One that's coming up is the January 31st. Jack was on the.
Ordinance? Was he on the ordinance? Yes, he was. That's right. Yes.
Yep. So everyone is an ordinance other than
Other than
Donna
me.
Poor Donna.
and Casey.
Enough on my plate.
Two of you are not there. Other five are.
Of course, I'll be there for the 7th.
You could be a good backup.
Yeah.
And so,
Sorry.
yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
At our last meeting, we discussed something on January 25th at 6 p.m.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
That's the 31st one now.
That-
31st. Yes. That was going to be the joint 7. 7 on that one.
that worked.
The meeting about joints. Yes. Okay. All right.
I guess you got to bring your own.
Bring your own. Yes, you can. Won't supply them here.
I'm gonna buy you gummies. I've never even bought it.
Oh, boy. A lot of jokes on that topic. Anyway, okay. So, all Okay, nothing else, just, I just thank you for the Sandy, thank you note from Sandy and her family. Obviously, the council sent something for her passing dad, so.
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
As well as everybody's thoughts and well wishes. Thank you.
Okay. You know, Ann, we also had, right, the golf pro, Mark, lost his dad. His dad passed on as well, Mark Bayram. So condolences to him as well. That's awful.
Jim's brother died too.
Oh, who?
I think Jim's brother died.
Yes, before the holidays.
Who?
Jim Mahoney.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Jim Mahoney's brother died?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I'll call him tomorrow. I did not hear that one. Oh, that's terrible. Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, he was? Okay. Is he in Connecticut here? Is he? Oh, okay. All right. Well, condolences to Jim, too. That's horrible. Oh, boy. Okay. All right. So on to our acceptance of minutes.
I move to accept the minutes from our previous meeting.
Thank you, January 3rd. All right, we're good. Second on that? And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. One abstention?
You abstain.
Two abstentions, right? Two. Okay, two abstentions. All those in favor? The two abstentions. All right, so moved. And it's kind of early to adjourn, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yes, no, I know. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved. Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved. All right, thank you folks very much. Thank you all. Welcome tonight to our new member.
Be careful
And
what you ask for.
yeah, really. You sure you wanted to do this? I asked everybody. You sure you know what you're doing? That's okay. No, it'll be fun.
This was an easy meeting.
This was easy. This was very easy. Yes, relative. Yeah, right. It was easy when you. Yeah. Nah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, next to broken glass in my eyes, I love it.